If you even go look at the police structure, you'd see the various levels from IG all the way down to assistant superintendent of police. All right, and then you'd also look at the Nigerian Police Act 2020 that was enacted. The idea was to create a police force that would be accountable, that would be transparent, and most importantly, protect human rights. But what are the excesses? As it stands, the control of the president over the police is one that has really raised plenty of eyebrows and plenty of questions, saying the power, presidential control of the police, it's too much. And several organizations have talked about this. One of them is Constitutional Reforms for Organizational Performance Development and Political Neutrality. It was a European American journal that was looking into this particular situation. There are 3 tiers of government: federal, state, and local. And according to that report, there is no state or local government police in the country. All right. And they feel, well, that would not help because the Constitution grants virtually unrestricted control over the police force to the president. Unrestricted. So technically, if the president gives an instruction or says something, let's assume the police, technically, according to the report, really doesn't have much to say because of the powers that the president has over the control of the police. And so many have said that power should be divested, it should be disintegrated, it should be spread to the various state governors. The governors for the various states on their own have the powers to only mobilize the police. That's the most that they have. Mobilize the police. We have a commercial coming. After that, we come back. Do you think that state police would answer the security challenges we are facing in the country? After the commercial, stay with us. All right, let's get back into the conversation. The phone line's next. Let's find out from you whether you think state police would be the solution to the security challenges the country is facing. I'll give you a background into the structure of the police, the powers of the president over the control of the police, the limits of the different governors of various states. At most, constitutionally, the governors can mobilize the police. That's the most that they can do. Work with the police, mobilize them, and that's it. But then the unending powers as to how the police control lies with the president. I'll be giving you more of those details as we go on. But first, we need to get your view on whether state policing is the answer. There are a few questions that would have to come alongside that. Number one would be, can states manage it? Can they manage it? Let me give you an idea. At the moment, currently, the staff strength of the police as of 2021 was around 371,800. It should be way more than that now. I mean, 3 years on. Although we've had the back and forth with the employment thing, but it should be way more than that. And that alone does not meet the world standard with regards to a police officer to, I think, 10 people plus that you should be policing. You can see that the numbers are very low for a country of over 200 million people with a very large land space, ungoverned space that we have. You just basically see that, man, it's not going to be easy for the police to be able to meet up with what it should do. The idea is, I think, over 280,000 new recruits were supposed to be added to the existing 371. So we could be looking around 600,000 plus police officers. As of July 2024, the NPF, headed by Kayode Agbotekun, that was trying to put together that particular process. But can states manage the payment of those numbers of police officers? The issue of police welfare has been a huge problem, and with the center in charge, it's not really been fantastic. If you now do state police and give the various states who cannot pay minimum wage to their workers under their employ, there are several states that could not agree on one thing. The 30,000 naira minimum wage or 33,000 naira, many states did not pay. Many states did not pay fully. It was not fully implemented by many states in this country. There are many workers under the employ of various state governments who still have arrears being owed them, who still have parts of their salaries being owed. They were paid in parts. So when you put that together and then look at the load of saying, okay, the states would have their police structure, we would have to break it down. Perhaps we might not have an IGP again. I don't know how it's going to look like if it ever happens. Can states carry that extra wage bill? Would they be able to meet that? Not just the payment now, then you look at the welfare of the police officers. That's also very important because, let's face it, police officers are not treated well for the work that they do, the risk involved in the work that they do. You would expect like far better treatment for their families, especially their kids, their wives, relatives, health insurance, like scholarships. Like, there's a lot of things that should be in place and should be working on auto. We don't even need to protest or cry or talk about it first. Now, will these things then be looked into if state police comes in? Well, let's go over to the phone lines and get your thoughts. 0817-923-0007. 0817-923-0007. 0817-923-0003. Ideally, you'd expect that because you're a police officer, your children should be on scholarship to any level they want to study. Your health insurance thing for your family should be covered. Certain stipends should even be. There are certain things that should just be because of if you're a security personnel. That's I think so. It covers whether you're in the army, whether you are, as long as you're security personnel serving this nation, like that level of attention should be given to your family. WhatsApp number is 0809-030-6416. On Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Will state police provide all of this? Will state police be the answer? Would it help better police and secure the various states in the country? Benjamin Paul says, instead, it will add to the problems. The governors will use it to achieve selfish aims, which is another fear, that has been there for a long time. Some people say, oh, the presidency manipulates, controls the police, bends the laws just to achieve its own goals and aims. And that might be what state governments would. If this argument comes up, then the problem would not be the police as a structure. The problem would be the character of the individuals that occupy the position of power. I think that would be the problem. The character of individuals that we put into office, that man the various positions or offices throughout the structure. Those should be the problem. Letan Barry, good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
All right, go on.
Yes, as regard to this issue of state police, I think it's going to be a complex one, and there are a lot of controversy surrounding this state police, which I will not give 100% to it. Because
do you think the question is direct, Letanbari, so we save the time? Do you think that state police? Hello, Letanbari, if you can hear me, so we save the time. Do you think that state police would solve the problem of insecurity we are facing? Would it also help improve the welfare of police officers? That's the question.
Well, it will improve, but not up to 100%. At least a 50% it will improve. But the politics in it, the character of those that they are going to employ, I wonder the kind of training that they are going to give them, which will be different from the training of the police. If the police who are well trained cannot be able to handle situations, and these people come in, I wonder the kind of training that is going to be given to them that will be different from the police training, which will make them different. That is where the problem is. The character of those persons that will not change at the middle of the game is what we are after. If not, it's supposed to be a good one. I'm supposed to support it 100%. But a lot of things are involved in this whole thing.
All right, Letanbari.
It involves also the politicians, influencing them and all that.
All right, thank you. There's also going to be the idea of recruiting. How would the recruiting be if we have state police? Because there would not be the idea of all-inclusiveness. In every state, the various senatorial districts would have to be represented, and then it will go down to the various communities, and in fact, it would not go down to the various family compounds. You know how we get with these things. Are we going to factor all of these things in? Isaiah and Buguma, good morning.
Andrew, good morning.
Yes.
Yes, Andrew, you asked a question, and let me answer your question. Your question to 80-90%, it will be better than what we have today. Andrew, we are going through hell in the hands of Nigerian police because they take their command from Aso Rock. It emanates from Aso Rock to the IG, down to the divisional heads in every state. And you go as long as you can go. Andrew, look at the situation in Oginiba. Are you telling me that if we have a state police, the attitude of the police being displayed in that market will be in that manner? When we say that the police is our friend, and when they come to us in terms of enforcement, they will now prove to us that they are our enemies, because there is somebody beating drum at the Eden. Somebody is beating drum. I don't think that we must continue that way.
All right, Isaiah.
Are you telling me that the political crisis that we are facing in this country, that the police will be one-sided, taking sides, a lead side? Are you telling me to continue in that manner? Andrew, we need a total overhauling of the police.
All right, Isaiah, thank you. But does it not also mean that would you also not look at it from the perspective of if then the state is controlling, and then the state has whoever is controlling the state at the time who is in charge has issues with an opposition? What are the chances that they might also want to use the police as a tool to frustrate their opposition and keep themselves, in power. That's also another way to look at it. It's a back and forth thing. Robin in Echie, good morning.
Yes, Andrew, good morning, and happy weekend to you.
All right.
The answer to your question, by me, is an emphatic no. It's not going to improve any security situation. My reasons. Recently, Andrew, you are aware what happened in South Korea? Why the police raided the office of the president? That is police raiding the office of the president as the crisis regarding the martial law is then to declare. Tell me, where can that happen in Nigeria? The problem we have is that to institutionalize the process of having the Inspector General of Police to be independent to the extent of him discharging his duty, not him listening to the president. As we have in Nigeria, I think will tell us the president has ordered him to vacate the local government council. The president has asked him to go back there to provide security. It does not happen. So, if the state police is created, the same way the presidency is using them, the same way the governors are going to use these people. The only way we can have security, either the national, when that should be done correct, people should be punished. Criminals, those who commit criminal offense and they are culpable and they are sentenced, should serve their term. So that those who are outside will know that our colleagues are inside there. They will change. In as much as we begin to lose rabo aspect between the politicians and this criminal element, even if that state police is not going to work.
All right. Good news in Mount 3. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother man.
All right. Good news. Go on.
Thank you. I've listened to our discussions. Only I took my own voice. First of all, I think the problem for me is not all about state policing or federal policing or even the local vigilante. Look at ordinary OSPAC or what they call them. You get some negative reports against them. How they maltreat, keep people at will, behave anyhow. Some of their leaders are in custody, police custody. If the local vigilantes could behave that way, how much more the state security police and the federal government police? For me, I think that there should be total patriotism. People who hold position of trust should know that they are holding it for trust, not using it for and against. A politician will enter a seat and want to use the police against his opposition, use against people you don't like, and the police will willingly go and do those things they are not supposed to be doing. It can happen it's happening in the federal. It is happening if you do to state policing. That means there is any governor that does not want to do the right thing. The opposition and people he hates are finished. So it is about patriotism. My name is Kuri from Port Harcourt.
All right. Chima and Rumokuta, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Ifemi.
All right. Good news.
I want to ask a question. Why didn't this governor want judicial autonomy? Because it came out one time and they fought against it, Governors Forum. And before they agreed in local government of autonomy, they fought it again in the court. But now they want a police, state police. What the governors are looking for, they're not looking for a pawn to fight their fight. You could just imagine when the governor is in charge of a police in a state, then many of us will not sleep. What I'm telling you is that now that our problem is not state police. No. Our problem is discipline. That's what we lack. From our leader to the bottom, we lack discipline. Because if we go with discipline, we will understand that even the federal police itself is more than enough for us. More than enough. In a situation whereby the police will tell you they cannot work alone, you have to give them information, and that was how it was before. You will give them information, they'll come and carry the information, but right now, nobody gives them again. So to me, I am against it for now. Nigeria is we are still children for us to be to talk about state police. You know, the governor will hunt all of us down.
All right, Chia, thank you very much. Chima Temple in Chia, good morning.
Good morning, the very distinguished Ifemi Andrew. If you ask me, I will tell you that we have matured for it. If the local security expert can be doing wonderful, why not the train, state police doing the needful? in combating crime, knowing fully well that people that are going to work within the confines of that terrain are people who knows the looks and cranny of their community. In fact, they know the criminals. They know how to get them. They know their hideouts. They can get intelligent reports at any time, any day. They can grab them. Even at the end of the day, they will liaise with other, sister agencies, with other communities in ensuring that wherever they are hiding, in fact, they have no other option than to leave the community with immediate alacrity. So if you ask me, I will tell you it has a lot to do in terms of improving insecurity in our domain. And when you talk about the welfare, that is where I would think that the state will need to look into it, or maybe the commission or the handlers will look into it to ensure that whatever necessary arrangements or logistics, be manpower, their welfare is being taken care of, so that they cannot have anywhere, look at what the police is doing, trying to feed on the motorists. So thinking that aspect will help us achieve our aim at the end of the day.
Maxine from Port Harcourt, good morning.
Good morning, Germany.
All right, Maxine, go on.
Good morning. This Nigeria, this country, really, if one talks about what will happen in this country, it's just a very shameful thing. Why are people just talking about opposing the state police? Why? You have question, I support the question of police. It will improve the security of the state. It will improve the welfare of the Nigerian police. If you are talking about abuse, in which area of the security agency is the federal government not abusing? Which area? Which part are they not abusing? Is it the Nigerian Army, or the Navy, or the Air Force, or the police? They don't abuse. You feel me? Look at what is happening in Kano. Are you hearing me? Look at what is happening in Kano. You feel me? Now the federal government has power for chieftaincy. Do they have power for state chieftaincy matters? Why are they there? Why are they in Kano creating problem? Is chieftaincy does it concern the federal government? This is how they abuse the power. The security, the police, the same and that. What something that doesn't even concern them, they will do it. Just because of one interest or the other.
All right, Maxine, thank you very much. Walter from Rukwaku, unfortunately, we cannot take your call. We have to go for a commercial now. Very important. This one, Moki says, state policing is the answer. Jerry says, I think state policing is a welcome idea. Thank God Ability says, with state police, insecurity will reduce drastically. All right, thank you guys. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. A commercial comes up afterwards, the news at 9, and Hello Port Harcourt with Jude. Good morning.
Are you having problems listening to